Differences between inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. Inclusion criteria versus exclusion criteria. Inclusion criteria is everything a study must have to be included, whereas exclusion criteria are the factors that would make a study ineligible to be included. The objective of inclusion criteria is to identify potential research participants who should be included in a study, whereas the objective of exclusion criteria is to identify potential research participants who should not be included in a study. Inclusion criteria are the characteristics that prospective participants must have if they wish to join the study, whereas exclusion criteria are the characteristics that disqualify prospective participants from joining a study. If you have an inclusion criterion, you may qualify for the study, whereas, if you have an exclusion criterion, you are disqualified from the study. Inclusion criteria are typically written using positive language, avoiding negative clauses, whereas exclusion criteria are typically written using positive language, avoiding negative clauses. In short, inclusion criteria are characteristics that the prospective subjects must have if they are to be included in the study, whereas exclusion criteria are those characteristics that disqualify prospective subjects from inclusion in the study. It is important tip to note that by defining inclusion and exclusion criteria increases the likelihood of producing reliable and reproducible results, minimizes the likelihood of harm to the subjects, and guards against exploitation of vulnerable persons. Example of one of inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria is given for getting idea. How you will use criteria for cross-sectional multi-center study of patients with COPD in Latin America. Example 2 of inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria is given for getting idea. In order to make criteria for target population, study design, review focus, sources of publication and language, easily. Kindly subscribe my YouTube channel Thesis Helper. Thanks for watching.